Hello class, today we are gonna be multiplying 2 1/3 by 1.5 using the area model. So these are two mixed numbers. The first thing we need to multiply mixed numbers is you want to find out what are the areas that you want to draw. And we always say we want to use the whole number that is just larger than what we have. So 2 1/3 we need 3. For 1.5 we need 2. So we need to draw that. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. So that's our rectangle that we're gonna draw for this problem. So for each, we're gonna separate the ones. That's in the beginning. So for that, so we're gonna have the 2 2/3 on top. That's why we have the 3. And the 1.5 on the side. So for the 2 1/3, the third, so that's the last one, we're gonna have to break into 3 pieces because we have a third at the end. So because we have a third here, we are gonna need to break this into 3 pieces. Let's use different marker here. I'm gonna break this into 3 pieces, so we need to put 2 lines through it, right? Maybe move that a little bit to the side. Something like this. And for the 1/2, we need to break that last one for the 1.5 into 2 pieces. So that would be like this. Okay, so now let's put in the numbers that we have. So this is 1.5. So that's our first number. And for the 2 2/3, that's 1, 2, and 1/3. Okay, and that's our number that we need to multiply. So next we need to shade them. So I'm gonna shade the 2 2/3 diagonally from top right to bottom left. So that's one way. And you're always gonna go, you see where you're gonna start at the top? You go all the way down to the other side. So since you're starting at the top, you're gonna go to the bottom. And shade all the boxes below it. Okay, now when you're doing the other side, so we're going from the left, so we're gonna have to go all the way to the right for 1.5. And I'm gonna start from the bottom right to the top left. So I'm gonna color this way. And that goes all the way to the end. Okay, when you are counting for this, so you need to count only the spots or the areas that were shaded by both. So we have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here this is adding fractions. For this cube right here, or sorry, for this square right here, this rectangle, we have the areas are 1/3 and 1, so it should be 1/3. The other way to look at it is this whole thing is a 1. This 1 is broken into 3 pieces, so it's a third. So that's one way of looking at it. So we have only one of them that is doubly shaded. So we have 1/3. We have two whole numbers because we have 1 by 1 here, 1 by 1 there. So that's what I'm going to start with actually. Plus 1/3, we go down, see what do we have horizontally. Here we have 2 boxes that are shaded, and each one of them is a half. Because this is 1/2 by 1, so this is a half, this is a half. So we have 2 halves. Because we have 2 of the doubly shaded, and each one of those is a half, and then we have one of the small ones. The smallest one is always going to be, the easiest way to look at it is, again, this is one by one square. How many pieces? It's broken into 6 pieces, so 1/6. Okay, before you start adding, remember you can only add if you have the same denominator, and in this case we have 6, 2, and 3. The easy thing to remember is you don't have to do anything with the 6, because it is always convert everything to the smallest or to the largest denominator in this case. So that would mean the 2 has to turn into a 6 by multiplying by 3. And you do the same thing to the top, and the 3 turns into 6 by multiplying by 2. So you end up with 2 plus 2 over 6 plus 6 over 6 plus 1 over 6. You add all the fractions together, you end up with 2 plus 8, 9 over 6, or 2 plus 1 and 3/6. You divide by 3, you end up with 2 plus 1.5. You add up the whole numbers, that's 3.5 is your final answer. Okay.